All right, everybody. What is up? It is episode 21 of Dave's R&R Rambles and Reviews with your host here, Dave. We had a so-so bet-in week on the NFL side, but we'll be talking about that when we do this week's NFL preview. For now, we're sticking with the review, though, and it's something a little different than we usually do. I know usually I stick kind of towards the media, music, movies, that kind of stuff, but today I'm going to be reviewing some travel. I just got back from my honeymoon the other week, so I'm going to go over a few things about the Sandals in Barbados. So we stayed on the Sandals Royal Barbados side, and of course, from America, we had to fly there. We flew out of Charlotte, we went to Miami, Miami to Barbados. Everything went smoothly on the flight end. Typical airport security and whatnot. If you are going to a resort out of country or if you're just flying out of the country in general, I highly recommend looking up ahead of time. There's some apps like Verifly, BIM Safe. There's these different apps that you can fill out documentation ahead of time, and that'll make life a lot easier once you get to the other country. You can get right through on the travel end. We landed in Barbados and it took maybe 5 to 10 minutes to clear through everything. If that, I'd say it was even closer to 5 minutes to get our luggage. And if you do go to the one in Barbados, the Sandals Resort, it's two in one essentially. You have the Royal Barbados and you have the regular Barbados. The regular Barbados one was built first, and then they expanded it with Royal Barbados. They are within walking distance of each other. Quite frankly, if you're walking around, I couldn't even tell which one was which. You're on a resort. It's essentially a two-in-one resort. So when you get through airport security, and they'll have a Sandals bus there. Some people get the private limousines and stuff. For us, they just had a bus. They packed everyone on with the Sandals resort. It was a comfy bus. We got to see the town. The guide kind of showed us a couple different stops in the town, which was cool. And we got to Barbados, we got to Sandals, and it was time for our vacation to begin. And it was as relaxing as could be. I highly recommend Sandals for your honeymoon excursions. For me, Barbados made the most sense for this one because we didn't really want to take that long of a flight, and out of Miami it was really a 3.5, 4 hour flight from there. So we're there, and with getting two resorts in one, there's a lot of different food options for you. Because one of my big things, I'm there to relax, I'm there to eat, I'm there to drink, so you have to have good food. And the food did not disappoint at all from them. Some of the big highlights for me, you have to go to Butch's Chop House if you do go to a Sandals resort that has it. That's their premier steak option. The food was great there. The surf and turf was awesome. Now wife got the wagyu. Everything was great on that end. So I highly recommend Butch's Chop House. From there, there's one called Kimona's, which is a hibachi grill. Where the chef does all the hibachi in front of you. I highly recommend that as well. The food was awesome with that one. And it's something, if you are staying on the Royal Barbados side, they might not talk to you or show you ahead of time, so that's one definitely try to get a reservation for. Besides that, all the other food was awesome. You do have a lot of different options. There's an Italian option, a French option. We went to the French one for breakfast and had a great breakfast. There's a couple Mediterranean and seafood options like Neptune's and Schumer's. Neptune's was awesome. We got a couple different lunches there. Neptune's is right on the beach too. So if you want an awesome view while you eat, definitely go to Neptune's. And just the food there overall was awesome. The only downside, and I don't really consider it a downside, is if you do the room service, don't expect anything too crazy. We got a couple things brought by room service, and it was okay, but that it's room service, so you aren't expecting the greatest in the world. But the restaurants there are top notch, even down to ones like Heart and Soul, which is a lot healthier of an option. We got an acai bowl there and a smoothie and split those, and both were awesome. Definitely make a stop by Sweet and Salty as well. It's their donut option where they have about 20 different mini donuts you can choose from, and everything there food wise is just awesome. So expect a lot of good food if you go there. Now, if you do go to Royal Barbados or the Barbados one, the atmosphere is pretty relaxed as well. You're there to honeymoon. There are some party options, but a lot of the guests are there to mainly relax. There's three different pools you can go to. during the day for anything you're feeling. One pool, it's completely quiet. It's insane. You walk by that pool and not a peep. You can hear the birds chirping pretty much at that point. Like no one's making a sound there. It's a lot more of an older crowd, very relaxed though. We didn't stop by that pool, but if you're looking for just complete peace, that's your stop. There's another one where they have a live DJ throughout the day playing, very loud music. So if you're there to party, that's the stop for you. And then there's one in between where the music's playing but not too loud. And so anything you want there, you can really have vibe-wise. And then at nighttime, there are a couple different options. They always have a show at night. So like different days of the week are different themes of the shows. And from there, there's a lot of different like options. There's a Sky Bar, which has music playing. There's Lover's Lane, which we didn't get the bowl, but they do have 2 bowling lanes and plenty of drink options there. And one night they had a silent disco, which personally, as a person who's gone to a few different music festivals, loves silent discos. My wife never went to one. This was our first silent disco and she loved it. So definitely check out the silent disco. They have 2 DJs going and you get to pick in your headset which DJ's going. Drink wise in general too, the drinks are awesome. They can make about anything you want. They have every different liquor pretty much. So you want whiskey, rum, vodka, anything. They have a lot of different fancy drinks as well. One of my favorite ones is the Bob Marley, where it's basically just a frozen drink. It's red, then yellow, then green to represent Jamaica. Definitely try that one. That was a personal favorite. Didn't get too many times just because it's a lot on the bartender to make that, but it's definitely something to get every once in a while. But like I said, they can make any drink under the sun for you. So the atmosphere, if you want something partying, they've got party for you. If you're just looking to relax, you can relax as well. The resort is big enough where, you can go to either side and really get what you want. And then during the trip too, we did have the option to do a couple excursions. They have places out, they'll taxi you around the island. They've got golf options. We didn't go to too many excursions. We did 2, and I would definitely recommend both of them if you're headed to the Sandals in Barbados, or if they have options like these at different Sandals resorts, definitely check them as well. You have to do the couples massage. It's an absolute necessity for your honeymoon, or if you're just going to a Sandals resort to celebrate. It's as relaxing as can be. I've had a couple massages, and this is probably the best one I've had. I fell asleep 3 times, which, you might be like, why? You're falling asleep. You shouldn't be falling asleep, but it's so relaxing. I'm just at complete peace. We did it outside. You could hear the waves crashing. It was just so relaxful, so I highly recommend the massage. And then the other excursion we did was the Coves and Mount Gay Rum Tour. They have, these coves. They take you about 100 some feet underground. It's definitely awesome to see all the different views and stuff of the caves. I haven't really done any cave diving before, so that was cool to see. And the rum tour, it wasn't the actual Mount Gay where the rum is made, but it's a little history setup they have, which was definitely awesome. They showed you how the rum's made. You get to taste the rum, so there's no complaints on Aaron about that. It was just a nice little excursion to get off the resort for a little bit. So I do recommend, if that's something that doesn't interest you, definitely picking up another excursion just to get out a little bit. And even driving through the country of Barbados, it was just cool to see everything around and the views all over. It was definitely a spectacular trip. So that's kind of my big review here for Sandals Royal Barbados. A 10 out of 10 in my eyes. The food is awesome. The atmosphere is awesome. They have a lot going on at the resort if you want different things to do, but you can also just sit back and relax. And they have plenty of excursions as well. They have a lot of water sports on the resort. We were kind of almost in the hurricane that hit Puerto Rico, so we did get like rain here and there. If you do see the weekend you're booked and you just see rain clouds across it, don't worry. It'll rain for a minute and then be past. Definitely go when it's not hurricane season just to avoid the risk. But highly, highly recommend Royal Sandals Barbados. The Sky Bar is awesome. The pools are awesome. The food's awesome. Just everything was great about this trip. Me and my wife recommend it to anybody, and next year we'll definitely be looking to go to another Sandals resort. So there you have it. That's Dave's R&R's first review on something travel related. And if this goes over well, maybe I'll review travel I have in the future. I don't really go on crazy trips like that all the time, but I do a little traveling here and there, so I can definitely give some pointers and tips and favorite things I like to do. And that'll wrap it up for this episode. Like I told y'all, I'm trying to get back in the swing of things again now that I have a little more time on my again. We're going to have some more NFL previews, some more reviews. Definitely got a lot of movies coming out here. So just stay tuned. Thank you for supporting. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. I'll be trying to post more there. Just have a great week, everybody.